People do not stop surprising me. I posted a video talking about a common virus that we just happen to be seeing right now a lot in kids. It's not a new virus. It's been around forever, way before COVID, way before all the conspiracy theories about viruses. We're now able to isolate all of the common viruses. So when we send a viral respiratory panel, it tests for a whole bunch of viruses, like 12 or 15 viruses. Rhinovirus, enterovirus, parainfluenza, RSV, adenovirus, influenza, a whole bunch of them. Sometimes somebody comes back positive with one virus, sometimes two, sometimes three, sometimes none. So we can isolate exactly which virus each child has. We don't usually send this test because it doesn't really matter what the name of the virus is that you have. It's always treated pretty much the same. It all depends on your symptoms. But there are certain scenarios where we might send that test. And so I was just letting you guys know which virus it is that we're seeing a lot more at my hospital. But we're seeing all the viruses like we do every year, like we have every year before COVID was even a thing. This is nothing new. And yes, while in some people it will be just a cold, in many people it will be just a cold, in others it will not. When they end up admitted, like in my case in the hospital, I treat kids who are admitted to the hospital because they are too sick to go home, meaning that they do not just have a cold. Those are the kids who come in who need oxygen, who need some kind of respiratory support because they're in severe respiratory distress from what you would call a common cold virus. Somebody can have one virus and have no symptoms at all. Somebody else can have the same virus and have a cough and a runny nose. And somebody else can have that same exact virus and be intubated on a ventilator and fighting for their life. This has always been the case. There's no conspiracy here. And yes, there are some risk factors that we know make you more likely to have more severe illness from viruses, like asthma or a history of chronic lung disease from prematurity. But there are plenty of healthy kids who also get very sick who have no past medical history at all. But yes, a majority of kids will have a cold and be just fine. There's literally no conspiracy here. You know, sometimes I really wish I was as clueless as some of the people who comment on my videos. I think you must live a very lovely life. What's the saying? Ignorance is bliss. Anyway, nobody's fear-mongering. I'm just here to give you information. Do what you want with it. But try not to be so ignorant and so disrespectful because there are people who have lost their children to a virus. More than you probably realize.